Everybody, it's Jenna. Yeah, I know I look kind of a mess. I've been in the barn and outside all day because it's gorgeous today. It's like high 70s. It's beautiful. Just a couple nights ago, it was 30, I think 32 degrees. And so I need this. I need this warmth, and I've been outside all day. But today we are going to forage for our lunch. It's lunchtime. I want a salad with a lot of greens. I want nutrition. I've got some berries inside. So we are going to forage for our lunch, and I'm going to take you guys with me as I forage for our lunch. So I'm going to explain some of the benefits of the things that I'm picking and why I put them in my salad, and then I'm going to enjoy my lunch. So let's go right in. First, we are going to go in the garden, and I get a lot of my wild edibles from our garden, not because I planted them in here. They grow just wild, but because the dogs don't get in here and pee. And so, and the cats don't really get in here much unless I'm in here and pee either. And so I know these edibles are completely safe. I wash them as well, but you know, it's just one of those things. Okay, so the first thing we are grabbing is some purple dead nettle. And the purple dead nettle are these weeds. You see them all over. And the reason they're called dead nettle is not because they're poisonous or anything like that. And these aren't, even though they look spiky, they're not spiky. They don't hurt, they're soft. But they look kind of like stinging nettle a little bit. They're not in the nettle family, and they're not stinging. They're actually in the mint family. And you can tell that because they kind of have a square stem. If something has like a square stem or an angular stem like that, it's usually in the mint family. And so dead nettle, purple dead nettle, is in the mint family, and it is incredibly healthy for you. The whole plant is edible. It's got like a kind of like a mild floral kind of grassy flavor, but the flowers, those little purple flowers, are actually quite sweet. I think so, and I've got quite the sugar tooth, so yeah, I love it. But I eat this purple dead nettle. I just come up and grab it wild just as I need it, and I use it in smoothies. I blend it in smoothies, which is probably the easiest. There's a cattail there. Probably the easiest way to consume it. But I also put it in salads, which I'm going to do today. I'm going to put it in salads. You can use it as a garnish for just something pretty. You can use it in soups. You can dry it and use it in tea. It's really good in tea, actually. And so yeah, it has great vitamin C, a lot of iron, and a lot of fiber, and a ton of antioxidants. And so we are going to pick some dead nettle, and we're just going to pick it like this. I don't want any roots, and so I'm gonna kind of get those roots off. Hold on, I'm gonna put the phone down for just a second. Come into the forest. There you go. You're in the forest for just a second. I just need both hands to get the roots off. There we go. Okay, so we've got some dead nettle, and I just picked enough for my lunch salad. I was just trying to think for a minute if I want to pick some for tacos tonight. Once in a while I'll slip some in our tacos, in the lettuce of our tacos, but I might get some later to do that. It might wilt before taco night. All right, so the next thing we have is chickweed, and you'll find chickweed often grows by stinging or dead nettle, not stinging nettle, dead nettle. And chickweed, come on, cat. Chickweed is just this little, it's a low growing weed, and you can easily tell it by the little leaves. Whoops, there we go, the little leaves, and then the flowers. It actually has kind of like star flowers. It's got 5 different petals, and each of those petals is like split into 2, kind of. And this whole plant is edible as well. The one thing, or there's a lot of things I like about chickweed. It doesn't have much of a flavor to me, but it really helps minimize inflammation. I work hard outside, and so I get, you know, little minor sprains and things like that all the time, and inflammation. I deal with inflammation because of my alpha-gal allergy. I've got some joint inflammation issues because of that allergy, and so this chickweed really helps lower that inflammation. It also aids in digestion, which is super helpful with the allergy, because a lot of times when I eat any kind of dairy or anything like that, even though dairy's not really bothering me anymore, it causes some indigestion issues and some digestion issues. And so the chickweed, it helps a ton. Watch out how much you eat. It is a mild laxative, so it does aid in weight loss, but don't eat a ton of chickweed. And so we're just gonna grab just a little bit of chickweed here. And we're gonna put that in our little bowl. You can see we're starting to get quite the little amount of stuff in there. And like I said, this is just for my lunch, so I'm not going to pick a ton of it. Oh, there's an old tag from something last year. Now, one thing with chickweed that's really, really nice, and I'm gonna keep a little bit of chickweed so you can see what I'm talking about here. This chickweed, it has something called saponins, which you might have heard me talk about in soap making, saponification. Soap has saponins. It's an emulsifier. And saponins emulsify and increase like the permeability of cell membranes. And so what that means in layman's terms is when we consume saponins and actually consume them, the saponins in chickweed, for example, increase our ability to absorb nutrients and especially minerals. And so that's what that means. That's what those saponins do, and that's what the emulsification. It just kind of lubricates it. It just kind of makes everything absorb better and everything like that. So it's really, really handy. I love it. Okay, so now we're gonna go over and get our main part of our salad, which is, ooh, I need to get that calendula. Look at that, we've got calendula, which is in the marigold family, and I need to get that calendula planted. I use that a ton in soaps and in balms, like healing balms and salves and things like that. Oh, we finished our raised bed. The video for that, I believe, is on Patreon. Maybe I'll throw it up here on YouTube as well. Okay, so we need to make our way to lettuces. Oh, look at our black raspberries. Oh, they're doing so good. And these black raspberries are starts that I grabbed from the driveway so the deer wouldn't eat them. There were wild ones growing up our lane, and I didn't want the deer to eat all the leaves, and so I grabbed them and transplanted them here with our black raspberries, and I'm so looking forward to those doing well, and they look like they're doing well. So let's get lettuce. Let's get lettuce. We've got lots of lettuce to pick from here. Oh, did you get that, to pick from? We just need to start picking lettuce. Now, let's see, for my lunch, I am going to grab, oh, sorry about the shadow. I'm going to grab some arugula. That's that peppery lettuce. I'm going to grab some butter crunch. And I'm going to come up here later. I got to get lettuce for taco night, but I'll get it later. I like to pick the lettuce like completely fresh for taco night. Oh, looky here. I was going to go to our wild violet spot over by the berries, but we'll pick this wild violet. Oh, sorry about the shadow. Let's see, how can I get it so it's not a shadow? Okay, so there we have wild violet. That's this right here, this wild violet. The flowers and the leaves are edible on wild violets, which is so cool. And so we'll pick those leaves for our salad and even that flower. And as we go along, oh look, there's some more. And as we go along, I'm sure we'll see more wild violets. But wild violets, the leaves and the flowers, and are both edible, and they're really high in vitamin A and C. So that's why I love wild violets. And I use wild violets in just salads, but I also use wild violets. I make pancake syrup and what else? Oh, jellies. I make jellies and pancake syrup from wild violets. So we've got a huge, well, I guess you can see it right now over there, a huge grove of wild violets on the other side of the fence there. And that's where I pick my wild violets for my jellies and stuff, because I can just kind of mow through there and get a ton. Okay, so let's get some romaine. Romaine is one of the healthiest lettuces there is. Tons of vitamins and minerals in romaine. And I plant a green romaine, and then I also plant a red romaine lettuce in the garden every year. And you can see, look at, I got a ton of arugula off that plant the other day. That little guy's like, oh my gosh, you picked so much of me. Okay, so let's just look through here and find the ones that need to get the lettuce. There we go. There's a lot of lettuce on this one that we need to get out. And I don't worry too much about the dirt. I'm going to wash all this. And when you're picking lettuce, pick the biggest leaves and leave a few leaves so that it can still do its whole photosynthesis thing. You don't want to pick all the leaves. I always say, when I'm talking to kids, I'm like, you know, just pick a few of the arms off and leave some of the arms so that the critter can grow back. And so we're just going to pick some of these outside big leaves, and if they're not worth saving, I just kind of throw them to the side. And this is just one of our little lettuce beds. We've got another one back behind the snow peas, and I'm kind of curious to see how those snow peas are doing, so we might go take a sneak peek at the snow peas while we're up here in the garden. Sugar snap peas and snow peas. Sorry, that camera sense. Okay, that is going to be a huge salad. So I think we got enough lettuce for our salad. Let's run over real quick while we're up here. Look at all these lettuces I still have to plant. Oh my gosh. I've got so much stuff I still have to plant. It's crazy. Crazy wonderful. All right, look at all that purple nettle. Tons of purple nettle. Yeah, and I pick it, you know, I don't go through, I pick it as I need. I pick it for the chickens. I don't go through and pick a ton just to get it out of the garden for no good reason. I pick it as I need it for chickens, for me, for whoever. Oh yes, look at, oh, everything's doing so good over here. Our spinach is doing great. Lettuces, we've got radishes in. The radishes are over there. The radishes are coming up beautifully. Look at our sugar snap peas, folks. Whoops. Look at these sugar snap peas. Can you see with the shadows? I'm trying to get out of the shadow. Oh, the sugar snap peas are climbing beautifully. Beautifully. Yay. And we're gonna have a bunch. Oh, our other ones are doing even better. Here, let's jump over here. We need to help these guys climb a little bit, I think, though. Yeah, it's a little bit harder for these guys to climb up the pallet. So we're gonna just kind of help them. There's some stuff there they can. I'm gonna probably have to put some fencing on this pallet because they're having trouble climbing up that. It's just a little bit too hard for them to climb up. We'll get some string or something. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Hi, fluffernutters. Hello. Okay, so we need to get 2 more things. I want to get some more violets. So let's head back over this way. I want to get some more violets for my salad. And then I want to get, oh, asparagus. I picked a pound of asparagus the other day. And look at that stalk. That's like overnight it gets that tall. But I picked a pound of asparagus. And you know what? Let's just stick some asparagus. Look at, I just snap it from the bottom. And actually, if I don't use that asparagus, see, the problem is if I let this asparagus go, it would be so tall in like no time. And like when they get, you know, when they get that tall and start leafing out, you can't use them for anything. And when they get that thick, look at how thick that asparagus is. You can't really use that one for anything either. So this little one right here will be ready soon. That one was under a bucket, so that probably won't get used. We let some of them go to seed too. And these are perennials, these come back, but we picked a bit of asparagus, so I'll either put that in the fridge for a later meal or I'll chop it up and put it in my salad. We will see what I feel like. The salad I'm having is a fruit salad with blueberries, red raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. And so I'm not sure asparagus would go super good. Well, I lost my asparagus because I tipped the bowl because I'm doing this one-handed. Okay, I'm gonna do this a smarter way here. There we go. You got to see it up close of the gate. And the sun is so bright, I can't hardly see what's on this phone, so on this camera. So sorry if you're getting like no good shots, but I think you are. Okay, so here we have tons of violets. So I'm just gonna pick some flowers that are gonna go in my salad. Yummy flowers. Just popping the heads off flowers. A little bit of stems, doesn't matter. Everything's edible. And then I'm gonna get some of the leaves. Just some of the leaves here. Yay, some of the leaves. Okay, we're gonna have a huge salad. I'm gonna have to talk the boys into eating some salad. Huge salad. Okay, so the last thing we want, the last thing we need, I need a drink, you know? So I want a nice lemon balm and honey tea. So we need to find some lemon balm, and I know right where there's some lemon balm up here actually, I know. So we're gonna grab this lemon balm because we could grab it down along the lane, but I know there's some right here. So lemon balm is super great. It's a relaxer. It relaxes you. And I'm going to kind of pick quite a bit because since for a tea, I like to use a lot of leaves. But it's a relaxant. Is that even a word? I'm not sure. It relaxes you. And so I love it. And it's really good for your heart. It's really good for your brain, cognitive abilities. It strengthens your brain. So I just love it. Hi, Fuzzy Bear. All right, guys, we have our salad. Look at that. I don't think I'm going to put the asparagus in, though. But I had to pick it, otherwise it would have gotten really tall really quick. So hello chickens. So you guys have a great day. That's our salad, and we'll see you later. Happy foraging.